Ungana nasi Jumapili saa 9:30 hapa KBC Channel 1 kwa uwanda kamili.
Chongo viasi wewe. Na isitoshe utaosha hata vyombo.
Mimi nioshe vyombo mimi?
Hata unacheza.
Mwanaume mzima nioshe vyombo kwa sababu ya kukula chakula ya hoteli hii mimi.
Wait.
Mogaka. Kwa ofisi.
Plani umepita.
Tangu lini unawekea mimi michele hivi kama patko? Chukua nyama rudisha huko.
Mimi unapenda kusumbua.
Sipendi kusumbua na leta bwana.
Kwa mtu mimi nataka uchafue.
Nani nionyeshaje jina yake sasa hivi?
Good afternoon. Thank you for creating time for us. You are in time for the Lunchtime News. It is the 21st day in the month of August 2022. The president-elect is this afternoon in Githunguri, the county of Kiambu, and the Orange Democratic Movement Party leader Raila Odinga is in Kamkunji area, and he is expected to hold a rally there this afternoon. We have able teams on the ground. Do interact with us on all our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. My name is Irene Muchuma Odem. On sign language interpretation, we have Byron Abuli. And we kick off from the county of Kiambu, where my colleague Nancy Okware has been pitching camp there during the early morning hours to this hour, where the president-elect William Ruto has been attending a church service. And Okware has the latest updates. Okware, good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon to you, Irene Muchuma. We are coming to you live from the Irene PCA Church that is in Githunguri constituency of Kiambu County. This is where the President William Ruto is attending a church service. That is a Thanksgiving service. Week and the first Sunday since he was declared the winner in the just concluded presidential elections. Of course, he was accompanied by the Deputy President-elect Rigathi Gachagua, and a few minutes ago they were just talking about what they are going to do once they are sworn in, if at all they are going to be sworn in without for standing with them when the polls opened, and of course for keeping their word and electing them. The President-elect Dr. William Ruto has assured the nation that he is going to work with everyone regardless of if they voted for him or not, saying that he is going to ensure that this is a united Kenya where everyone counts. He has also talked about the peace and tranquility that has been enjoyed in the country since the election results were declared. He has Kenyans for maintaining and not allowing any politicians to divide them along tribal lines. And he says that this is a new bar that has been set. And of course, as the new administration, they will ensure that they do not divide the country and that they continue to lead Kenyans based on their needs, and of course ensure that the stalled projects that are already in progress have continue to be implemented as they continue to implement new projects. under the administration. And other leaders that managed to speak have just talked about the peace message and hailing Kenyans for maintaining their calm. And of course, they have talked about the court case that is anticipated to be filed by Azimio la Umoja in court. They are saying that they are ready and they are confident when the hence they do not have any fears. They have also the president-elect Dr. William Ruto has also thanked the church for standing with him when he was campaigning. Whenever he would come to church to pray, he has said that they were welcoming, and hence he has said that once he sworn works with the church, and that the place of the church in Kenya is not lost. So for now, that is all we can update you on from our end. So it's back to you, Irene Muchuma Odim in studio.
Thank you, Okware. Nancy Okware reporting live from Githunguri, Kiambu County, where the President-elect William Ruto is accompanied by a number of leaders allied to Kenya Kwanza. Now, to other matters, the Independent Police and Oversight Authority, IPOA, now says it's investigating cases of misuse of powers by a few police officers during the 9th August general election. In preliminary report on police conduct during the 2022 general election, the authority has flagged Tana River, Wajir, Baringo, Uasin Gishu, Bungoma, Garissa, and Kisumu areas where assault, shooting, and harassment of IEBC officials occurred, and are currently conducting investigations to establish the root cause of the said incidents.
Police and Oversight Authority, IPOA, has revealed that 7 counties are on its radar following the alleged misuse of power from the police during the just concluded election. In a preliminary report largely commending the police force for its conduct compared to the previous elections, IPOA notes that some cases ranging from assault to harassment were recorded in 7 out of 47 counties where its officials were monitoring the election. These 7 are Gasen in Tana River County, Mbalambala in Garissa, Eldas in Wajir County, where an IBC official was shot at, Tiati in Baringo County, Eldoret in Uasin Gishu County, Webuye in Bungoma East, and Arena Estate in Kisumu. The authority further recommends that the National Police Service and the National Police Service Commission considers better strategies to address police welfare during elections. The police have also been urged to cooperate with IPOA officials as they discharge their mandate as provided for in the law. For Lunchtime News, I'm Gladys Mungai.
Police have commenced investigations following the murder of Amira businesswoman whose daughter was reported to have been raped 2 days ago before the death of her mother in Igembe South Sub-County. The area commander, Abdi Hassan, has urged the area residents of Maua Town to be calm, promising the arrest and prosecution of the culprits.
Detectives from Manyata Police Station are investigating the death of a middle-aged woman after her body was found hanging in a rental house. According to Kangethia villagers, the woman, who is married, has been having domestic quarrels with her husband, who is an alcohol addict.
Kisa hicho ni ya kusikitisha kwa sababu hatujui ni kwa nini huyu mama akiwa na mumewe hangeeleza hata shida yake kwa mumewe, amweleze mumewe ni nini iko shida.
The whereabouts of her husband are yet to be established. Embu North Deputy County Commissioner William Owino said police had taken up the matter and investigations were underway.
Japokuwa hatujui sababu, because tayari kila mmoja anapojitia kitansi, serikali na ofisi ya DCI huchukua nafasi huo kwenda kuanza kufanya uchunguzi kutoka kwa jamii ili waweze kujua ni nia gani walikuwa nayo, ni kulikuchanzo gani inaweza kuwa ilisababisha watu waweze kuchukua maisha yao katika njia ya hali hiyo.
Owino revealed that the sub-county had reported 3 cases in the month of August and urged residents to speak up whenever there were issues affecting them.
Kama kuna shida lolote, unapoongea na wenzako, uongee na majirani, uongee na marafiki, uongee pamoja na maafisi zetu, maafisa wetu, tunaweza kusaidiana na wewe ili upate mashauri ambayo yanaweza kuzuia wewe kuchukua hatua ya kujipeleka na kujiua ama kwa kujinyonga.
Our apologies. That was a news item on police investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a middle-aged woman whose naked body was found hanging in their rented house in Kangethia village of Embu County. But now to Crime Watch. Police are investigating the incident in Meru County where a Bira business person whose daughter was reported to have been raped 2 days ago before the death of her mother was found. Igembe South Sub-County Commander Abdi Hassan has urged area residents of Maua Town to be calm, promising the arrest and prosecution of the culprits.
Maua Town in Meru County. The Miraha business is at its peak, but for area residents and business person, it is a sad day. This follows the murder of a Miraha businesswoman 2 days ago.
Na tuko na huzuni kabisa. Mama alipatikana saa 3 ya asubuhi ya leo, ndio alipatikana akiwa maiti na mtoto wake wa miaka 12. Mama mtoto wa miaka 12 alirabiwa.
Alitoka jioni kwa nyumba karibu saa 12. Unajua biashara mera inafanyika usiku, na unapakia mera usiku na kutuma. Sasa asubuhi maiti yake imeonekana hapo juu kwa ghorofa nyingine hapo karibu na mahali anaishi tu, ghorofa ambayo imejengwa bado haijakwisha.
Disgruntled residents took to the streets demanding immediate arrest and prosecution of the culprits.
Sisi tujawahi kuona tuishi Maua miaka mingi sana, lakini tujawahi kuona shida kama hii. Hii mtu anatoka sehemu nyingine anaanza kuua watu.
The business lady Deka Isaac is said to have been murdered and her daughter raped. Igembe South Sub-County Commander Abdi Hassan has urged the area residents of Maua Town to be calm, promising the arrest and prosecution of the offenders.
Atakuwa mshahidi kwetu na tunachunguza hiyo kesi. Nafikiria soon tutapata suspect na tutamstaki na makosa, na sasa hizi siwezi ongea juu yake kwa sababu bado tunafuatilia. Tutakamata na yeye, atastakiwa na makosa tutapeleka kotini.
While assuring the residents that security will be beefed up in the region, Hassan called on members of the public with any information regarding the incident to come forward and assist police in investigation. Frederick Mwoki for Lunchtime News.
The Federation of Evangelical and Indigenous Christian Churches of Kenya has called on losers of the just concluded general election to let go and concede defeat to allow Kenyans to heal from the prolonged and bruising campaigns. Speaking to mourners during the funeral service of Jane Njoki, the wife to Bishop Charles Kago of Maragua Diocese, the Federation's chairman, Bishop Samuel Ngacha Njiriri, said it was time for the country to move on. Ruiru member of County Assembly, National Assembly, Simon Kangara, who was in attendance, called on the aggrieved parties to seek legal redress for the sake of the country's peace.
Sasa tukasisikia, tulikuwa na Wajakoya, kuna kile alikuwa anasema atatuletea, kuna mwingine alikuweko kama Laila, kuna kile alikuwa anasema, na kuna mwingine ambaye ni Mwaura Waihige, na pia kuna William Ruto. Yeye ni kiongozi sasa, amechaguliwa, basi tumuombee na pia tuombee nchi yetu ya Kenya iwe na amani.
Ilikuwa ni ombi letu kuwa na uchaguzi wa amani. Hatutaki kurudi kwa siasa. Tugombea wale ambao wamechaguliwa waendelee na kutufanyia kazi.
Kwa hivyo ombi langu kwa watu wote, viongozi wote, hasa wapiga dau wale katika serikalini, tafadhali mkubali Kenya yetu ikae kama kongamano, tukitumia demokrasia ile tuliweka katika katiba ile yetu.
And on that note, let's take a short commercial break. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Do you have a news story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email news@kbc.co.ke or call 0723-892-654 or 0734-780-124.
Wiki hii kwenye Mkulima tutajifunza jinsi ya kupima mchanga na umuhimu wake kabla ya kufanya upanzi.
Mkulima atutembelee ndio tumueleze kama mchanga yake iko na viini mbaya zile zinaweza dhuru mumea.
Ungana nasi Jumapili saa 9:30 hapa KBC Channel 1 kwa uondo kamili.
Ukiidentify yule mwanamke pale ameanza kujihusisha na mambo ya drugs, you can either sit down, consult with him, alafu baadaye unafanya assessment like nani alimmotivate, because you cannot intervene directly unless you know the root causes. Ufuatilie, ufanye assessment.
Watoto wetu wametumiwa sana na hakuna alikuwa anaweza, lazima uwe shujaa kusema kweli, kujitolea kwa kitu kama ni lazima uamini kufa na kupona.
Drug dependency treatment is helping them. For those who have come out that they need help, where do they go? We have a rehabilitation process.
Some turning points. Ya kwanza ilikuwa is my son, ambao nilikuwa naona hiyo kitu itakuja kumaffect in future. Alafu the next ni my young brother, ambao alikuja akaniambia, "Awe Musa, kwani ume lose hope in life, wewe ni aje?" Well,
Welcome back. You're watching the Lunchtime News. UDA supporters who coordinated the party's election campaigns in Nyamira County want to be considered for government positions as the President-elect William Ruto forms the next government. Led by Charles Kinaro, the team says they did their best to deliver votes to UDA. Their counterparts in Azimio, who declined to speak on camera, termed their remarks premature, saying the coordinators should instead wait for the Supreme Court to pronounce itself on the impending presidential petition before they can make such demands.
Sisi watu wa Nyamira tumekupenda na tulikupenda na tutakupenda daima milele. Tunakuomba utufanyie yale yote ambayo ulituahidi, na zaidi ya hayo usiwe na ubaguzi. Wale ambao walikupigia na wale ambao hawakupigia, tafadhali uwafanyie mambo sawa.
Na Kenya tunaomba kabisa ni amani. Amani, tunaomba amani Kenya. Unaona tulifanya uchaguzi wetu vizuri. Lengo letu lilikuwa tupate kiti cha UDA katika Nyamira County. Lakini sasa wananchi waliona vile vilikuwa. Na tunaomba tususai kama watu wa Nyamira.
Acting Indian High Commissioner to Kenya, Rohit Vadwana, has emphasized the need to promote and strengthen the relationship between his country and Kenya, especially in matters to do with healthcare services. Speaking during the signing of an MOU between Apollo Hospitals Enterprise Limited of India and Kenya's Balma Healthcare, Vadwana lauded the solid cooperation between India and Kenya on health matters.
India-based Apollo Hospitals Enterprise Limited and Balma Healthcare from Kenya have signed an MOU to set up a hospital in Kenya that will provide special treatment for transplants, neurological disorders, and oncology cases, among others. The two companies signed the MOU to establish a state-of-the-art tertiary care hospital in Kenya, with a goal to provide comprehensive care to Kenyan patients across all age groups. The MOU was signed at a meeting at the Indian High Commission in the presence of the Acting High Commissioner of India in Kenya, Rohit Vadwana.
Health has no boundary, and we all have been affected by the pandemic very recently, and we would like to certainly continue with that. Apollo Hospitals coming with such a big project with DL Group is an example I think we can multiply with in other sectors as well. And health, on an average, we issue more than 1,000 visa every year to Kenyans, and they are very happy to avail the healthcare facilities available in India.
Dinesh Madhavan from Apollo Hospital Enterprises Limited, who announced the collaboration, said the hospital was in the planning stages.
Infra, structural, and drawings and execution in the next about 4 months. And the day we start the project, it should take anywhere between 24 to 32 months based on other considerations which may not be in our control, should be within 24 to 32 months.
The need to create the hospital was necessitated by the increased number of Kenyans who head to India for health treatment and checkups.
We will make sure that the synergy between the other hospital and our main hospital to be feeder to, and especially we have a very good health care that will really help us, because the energy will be upgraded and be able to accommodate this.
According to Balma Healthcare Limited Chairman David Langat, they will work with healthcare stakeholders in the country to ensure the services provided at the hospital get to reach all those in need.
Small-scale tea farmers affiliated to factories managed by the Kenya Tea Development Agency, KTDA, are set to benefit from a consignment of fertilizer shipped from Russia. A ship loaded with the fertilizer docked at the port of Mombasa with the fertilizer, which will be packaged and distributed to outgrowers across the country. The ship docked in Mombasa with a consignment of 41,000 metric tons of fertilizer. The fertilizer, which is equivalent to 820,000 bags, arrived from Russia with the second batch of 47,000 metric tons expected in the country in the first week of September. KTDA board chairman David Ichoho says that bulk importation of the NPK fertilizer leverages economies of scale, and this enables farmers to secure the fertilizer at the best possible price.
Hii fertilizer inatarajiwa kubebwa na SGR, kwa hivyo I expect quick evacuation right from here all the way to Nairobi, and from there it will be taken back to the farmers.
NPK is a chemical compound specially made for tea, and it will help farmers improve quality and yield.
Tuweza kupata all the quantities ambao tunakusanya mahitaji yote ya wakulima ya mbolea kutoka kwa all the factories, na ile mbolea tumeonda the 88 metric tons itakuwa itatosha kwa wakulima wote.
According to Ichoho, the country had ordered a total of 88,000 metric tons of fertilizer from Russia. While in Mombasa, Ichoho said the fertilizer will be distributed equally countrywide, adding that they are in talks with the government to subsidize the commodity to farmers so that they can get it at a fair price.
We have asked the government to support us, and we are optimistic that we will get a positive reply to the same. But we have not received the confirmation. But once that is done, we'll be able to give the final figure.
And across the border, Somali forces have ended a siege at a hotel in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu. The police officers are still clearing explosives scattered around the building, which left at least 12 people dead, mostly civilians. Somalia's elite armed forces battled Al-Qaeda-linked militants for 30 hours after they blasted and shot their way into the Hyatt Hotel Friday evening.
Somali forces claim they have defeated the militants who stormed a hotel in the capital after a bloody siege. More than 12 people were killed in the deadly 30-hour ordeal. The assailants used explosives to gain entry to the Mogadishu's Hyatt Hotel on Friday before violently taking control and holding guests hostage overnight. The Al-Qaeda-linked Al-Shabaab group claimed responsibility for the attack. Al-Shabaab has been fighting to topple the Somali government for more than 10 years. It wants to establish its own rule based on a strict interpretation of the Islamic law. Friday's attack was the first such major incident since President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud took office in May. The Hyatt is a hotel popular with lawmakers and other government officials. Ruth Wamboy for Lunchtime News.
And thank you for staying with us. Time for Channel 1 Sports News. Ukraine's boxer Alexander Usyk took a second consecutive victory over Britain's Anthony Joshua to defend his unified WBO, WBA and IBF World Heavyweight titles over the course of an epic 12-round battle in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The result infuriated Joshua. He picked up 2 championship belts and threw them out of the ring before storming off briefly.
One thing Usyk did really well and visible, he stays outside that lead leg beautifully.
In a clash billed as the rage on the Red Sea, a spirited Joshua showed some aggressiveness and intent, a vast improvement from their first fight, but could not match the brilliance and ring savviness of the Ukrainian. 2 judges scored the fight 115 to 113 and 116 to 112 to Usyk, while a third judge gave it 115 to 113 to the challenger. While there were some close rounds, Usyk was the deserved winner.
Half of the 8th round here. The sequences with body shots in this round.
At the end of the fight, a furious Joshua picked up 2 of Usyk's belts and dropped them on the floor and strode towards the dressing room before turning round and getting back into the ring to give an impassioned speech.
I'm 18 stone, I'm heavy. It's hard work. This guy here is a phenomenal talent. We're going to cheer for him 3 times. Well, how many belts you got now, bro? 5. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Usyk as a champion, please raise your hand. Under them circumstances, he managed to become champion. Champ, champ. Champ, champ. Champ, champ.
I can thank you, Saudi. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Inshallah.
Joshua has now suffered back-to-back defeat against Usyk, while the champion retaining the WBA, WBO and IBF titles he won in London last September. For Channel 1 Sports, this is Eddie Makina.
English Premier League side Chelsea